You guys are steamrolling through it in a field that people didn't really think you could steamroll through. How are you guys having that success?
Well, we're playing well. We're getting a few breaks, but we still have two very good teams. We got the number 1, number 2 team, best ranked team in the world, still in our games starting tomorrow. So we're pleased that we're at 8-0, but we know there's still a long way to go before the round robin's over.
And so going into tomorrow, 2 tough games. How are you preparing for this one?
We're going to get some sleep, get a little eat, and get some sleep tonight, and go through the same routine that we've been going through all week, and hopefully come out with another win or 2. It's great. This is, the venue here is great. The fans are great. It's my dad won in this building, so it's pretty cool for me to be playing in it. But it's, as far as the Brier goes, it's the best event of the year, so we're extremely excited to be in it, and being able to compete as well as we're pretty proud of ourselves up until this point.
And have you had a chance to take in some of the patch yet?
No, I haven't been. The only time we've been there is for the up close and personal, but we don't usually partake in the patch festivities too much until we're out of the event, so hopefully we don't be doing that till next Sunday.
I am tired.
Is that a
battle with the conditions out there? It's frosty out there, so yeah. It's kind of who reads the ice best. You got to adjust your throw a little bit for the paths, and just keep your nose down and grind away.
Was that a game where you really had to be patient and wait your chance?
Yeah, we were. You usually don't win too many games that you give up 2 in the first end. And they made a great deuce, run back not buried. So, but we stayed patient. We didn't panic. Didn't blow our brains out. So that was really nice to see us come back in that kind of fashion.
Whatnot. You've got almost a slam field out here, but it's a longer competition. You haven't been at the Brier before, even though you've been at such a high level. How do you find this different, especially at this point of the week?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can compare it to is an Olympic trials, but the crowd is so much different because, they kind of get in their packs and they start cheering, for the provincial for the provinces and territories, so it's a much different atmosphere as far as what's coming down from the stands. But as far as how well you have to play on the ice, it's very, very much the same as an Olympic trials field or a Canada Cup. It's just, and you compared it to a slam, but in a slam you don't have to play everybody, but here you got to play everybody. So it's a physical and mental test that's drawn out, that's like no other that I've experienced. We just knew we had to focus on really reading ice and going after shots a bit more. It might mean throwing it a little different, throwing a bit more rotation, a little sharper. Not to try not to make dumb mistakes. And not throwing enough weight and stuff like that, because we did that. I think we got caught against Cooey or whoever it was before. So. Yeah, it requires, and you're going to have to guess right a few times. So we did a really good job making some educated guesses.
Well, you had that final where you just sort of breezed through and you had a great week there at provincials, and it seems like you're carrying a lot of momentum into here. Great shot making. I know the record isn't where where you may want it to be, but from what we've been seeing from the crowd, it's been some phenomenal shots, and every game has been pretty tight and close.
A lot of folks are making great shots, so you feel if you don't really belong out here. So you got to make a few of your own. But the guys have been playing good, so really it's a team thing. So we've been having a lot of fun. I mean, just to be in the competition, playing the folks that we play. These are the elite curlers in the world. So when you're playing the best in the world, you got to bring your best, and it's just fun to test your mettle against them, right? Like to see where you measure. And obviously we've come up a bit short, but it makes you want to get back again, try your luck again. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you spent any time in the patch yet?
Yes, we have. That's always a lot of fun. It's probably where I'm going in another 15-20 minutes too, so I'll enjoy that.
And what's been your favorite part of the whole experience?
Well, I guess to be honest, the fans. There's a lot of connections here. There's some folks that have come down from Edmundston and other parts of New Brunswick, and being able to chat with them, and we have a few wins, so chatting about that and reminiscing about some of the shots. It's fun, just great discourse.
Very, very challenging. you know, the ice was incredible the first couple days and very consistent. You felt comfortable when you got in the hack knowing that the rock would curl a certain way, and tonight it was everything but that. It was there were some rocks doing some strange things. Once you got a path worn down, it was running nice, but if a path set for a couple minutes, you know, the frost would build up and then it'd be right back to the square one. And you know, that last one, debating on a draw of the forefoot or a hit to the wing, you know, I'm playing a draw of the forfeit every time, but on that ice, I think we played the easier shot.
Well, we were talking to Mike McEwen earlier, and he was comparing the field out here. Of course, it's like a slam field, but the difference is that you're playing everyone, and it's a really long week. How did you guys start to prepare for this, knowing the caliber of teams you're arriving at?
Yeah, I think Mike hit the nail on the head. It is like a slam, except you play everybody, and it's 2-3 times as long as what a slam is. So you have to really pace yourself, and we've been just trying to rest and eat right and do all the right things to not wear ourselves out, because it's easy to get caught up in the first part of the week and get excited, and you know, when you get to the second weekend, you run out of gas, and that's happened to us in the past, and with our experience we know not to do that, and pretty well all I've done is curl, eat, and sleep, and it'll be that way right up until, you know, either we win it or get knocked out.
So you've been here a couple times before, and but this one's a little bit different because you're also having to battle with an injury that, of course, everybody's been talking about, and I'm sure you've talked about a lot. How has that affected your week overall up until this point? Sort of, we're past the halfway point now.
I don't think it's affected me much. As long as I get enough rest, generally I'm pretty fine, pretty good. And out on the ice, you're so focused and so intense that even a little ache or pain or whatever you have going on, you don't think about. So it hasn't affected me at all. You know, the key going forward for me is to make sure I get enough sleep, and I should be good. And yeah, it's been good so far.
You have quite a few fans in the crowd there, especially a great group of ladies out there tonight.
No, we get support everywhere we go. You know, there's Newfoundlanders everywhere, and I think they're proud of what we were able to achieve 10 years ago, and even, you know, before and after that. So everywhere we go, we seem to have good support, and it's always nice, and it's good to see the flags up there and the people cheering. It knows that makes you feel pretty good, and even if things aren't going good, you know you have their support.
So we know every game's tough out here, but you're certainly ending off the round robin with a very tough game. How are you guys looking ahead to that yet, or how are you looking at the weekend as a whole?
Well, I know who we're playing, but no, we're not looking ahead, because that game's not going to mean near enough if we don't do well in our next couple games. So you can't look forward, because every team here could beat you, and if you start looking ahead and don't give everybody the respect they deserve, then you're probably going to lose. So our focus now is tomorrow morning, and I'm not sure if we play PEI or BC, but whoever it is going to get our full attention, and after that we'll move on to the next game. So we'll worry about Friday morning come Thursday night.